'Twas the night before Thrive It Up, and all through the building, not an employee was working, the executives just chilling. When out in the kitchen, I sensed an aroma. I jumped from my cubicle and out of my coma. I ran to the kitchen and I stumbled upon Chef Todd in his apron, saying,
"What's going on?"
He grabbed his spoons and his measuring cup and yelled out to all,
"Let's Thrive It Up!" Nothing screams Thrive-alicious than a delicious bread pudding. And Thrive bread pudding, using Thrive bread, is spectacular. And so today, right now, we are gonna make a white chocolate Thrive cranberry bread pudding. First, get a saucepan going, because on bread pudding, we're gonna make a custard. So we take 2 cups of cream, pour it into the pot to start warming up. Take water, 2 cups, pour it into the cream, and then stir in Thrive instant milk. While that's coming up, we're gonna add a few more things to flavor that. We're gonna add a little bit of Thrive salt, a little bit of cinnamon, a little Thrive vanilla powder. We're going to add Thrive cane sugar. And that's gonna heat all up. And then we're gonna temper that in with our eggs. And on the eggs, just remember, it's 1 part of eggs to 2 parts water. All right, then take your spoon. Just mix those eggs up very easily. Now this egg is reconstituted into a raw egg steak, not a cooked egg steak. So you still have to cook these eggs. This is the raw egg steak. Just like you would scramble an egg, crack an egg and scramble it, that's how this is now. Okay, give that a little whisk. Get it all blended in nice. I've scraped the sides with the spoon, we're good to go. All right, now, what you wanna do is take a 9x13 pan, and what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of butter and just rub the whole pan with a little bit of butter like so. And that's just gonna help grease up the pan and also flavor the whole bread pudding. We also wanna add our almond extract to the milk and cream mixture. And it is just a half a teaspoon of almond extract. By the way, I just measured something, remember. So now we're gonna take our bread. This is our Thrive white bread, baked. It's a half of a loaf. I figured if I put the whole loaf in, you would be mad because you couldn't eat any right out of the oven. And so you're gonna eat half the loaf, use the other half for your bread pudding. All right, then we're also gonna add in croissants. Why croissants? Well, bread pudding with croissants takes bread pudding to a whole nother level. Croissants are so buttery and flaky and delicious, it just makes for a delicious bread pudding. All right? All right, now, our cream and our milk mixture is actually coming up nice. It's almost hot. Give it a good stir. Actually looks like it's it's there. Now we want to temper these eggs. So when we temper the eggs, we pour just a little bit of the hot into the eggs. You want to temper by bringing up the fragile item slowly to heat. And so we add just a little bit of the heat, a little bit of the milk and cream to the eggs so that the eggs can get used to it. And so when you dump the eggs into the pot, they don't curdle, they don't go crazy, they don't freak out. And now all your custard mixture is ready to go. Now you're going to take your custard mixture, pour it right over your bread. Oh dear. Try not to spill. So that just pours right over that bread. Take a larger spoon, lightly stir this in, get all that bread soaked into that custard. And there's plenty of custard, that's fine. It's gonna bake and set up. It's gonna be delicious. So don't overthink it's too loose. It's not, it's just right. Okay, so now there's still a couple things left that we need to add in here. Number one, our fried freeze-dried cranberries. Okay, just stir in, fold in the cranberries, like so. And then I take my white chocolate chips, and I just fold my white chocolate chips in as well. Okay, once you get that mixture all folded in, then we can take the whole shebang and pour the whole mixture right into your 9x13 buttered pan. Now, to top this before it goes in the oven, I just take a little bit of Thrive brown sugar and sprinkle all over the top. What this is going to do is going to give you a nice, crispy, crunchy, sugary crust. Rather than doing the whole streusel, just brown sugar. It's perfect. So now you have that white chocolate, you have those cranberries, you have your custard, you have your Thrive bread, you have your Thrive milk, Thrive sugar, Thrive vanilla powder. There's so much Thrive in here, it's delicious. Now pop it in the oven, 325 to 350 degrees, depending on your oven, for about 30 minutes or until that top gets a little bit golden brown. If the top doesn't get perfectly golden brown in the oven, that's fine. If you see that the custard's set, then just put it on broil, broil the top till it gets a little bit crispy and brown and crunchy, pull it out, let it rest. Give it about 10 to 20 minutes if you want to serve it warm, if you want to serve it cold, either way. Anyways, off we go. All right, our white chocolate cranberry bread pudding with our white bread mix, baked and in the bread pudding itself, is out of the oven. It's delicious. It's going to be great. So this is going to serve plenty, family size style recipe. It's going to just be an easy win dessert. Wherever you take it, it's just going to be an easy win. People are going to love it. And you can serve it hot. It's best if you let the bread pudding set up just a little bit more. This is right out of the oven. And you can serve it with caramel chocolate. You can serve it with vanilla custard sauce. You can serve it with a little scoop of vanilla ice cream. Whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, that right there is just going to melt in your mouth. You can't go wrong. So this is our white chocolate cranberry bread pudding that I know you're going to love. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Ask Chef Todd segment on Thrive It Up, where you, the viewer, get to ask this man, Chef Todd, any cooking question that you might have. Now, how you submit a question, hit him up on Twitter, @ThriveLifeChef.
Hashtag.
Using the hashtag,
#AskChefTodd.
and your question just might be answered here on the Ask Chef Todd segment. So this month's question, Chef Todd, comes from Lisa Runyon. It's a pretty common question.
Oh,
I've heard this one before, and I love hearing your answers to this and you educating us on this particular topic. She asks, how do I know how much water to use when reconstituting different foods in a recipe?
Great question, Lisa. Well, simple. As we've been traveling and as we've been teaching, we've talked about 6 ways to jam. Jamming in the kitchen with Thrive. Simply like playing your guitar. And that's really about reconstitution and approaching our product. So the first thing you want to do is not reconstitute at all. Just open up your can and snack on one of those things. Okay? So you're going to pop one of those in your mouth, you're going to enjoy it. That's one of our peaches. The second one is you're going to tumble. So you're going to take some red bell peppers. You're going to add just enough water to lightly coat the peppers.
So lightly coat. Just
lightly
enough
coat.
to lightly coat it.
And you're going to tumble. And there's not tons of water in here. This is just like the perfect tumbler. You just put enough water in there to literally coat those red peppers. That's called tumbling. Okay? Now, if you're going to add water and you're going to get them wet and you're going to rehydrate them, great. But think about flavor. Flavor, flavor, flavor. So now if you want flavor, take a little bit of our Thrive spice.
Ooh.
Put a little bit of Thrive spice in there.
Now we're talking.
Say this was chicken. Say this was whatever.
Okay.
Maybe some herbs would be good.
Strawberries.
Our herbs. If you were going to have strawberries, maybe a little bit of lemon juice in there with it. Maybe a little bit of sugar, whatever. So now these peppers have a little seasoning on them. That's marinating. So we snack, we tumble with just the right amount of water, and then we also marinate. The next one you could try is take just a regular.
I took a bite out.
Oh dear.
Is that okay?
You have a bite. No, that's fine.
You told me to snack.
Then you just spritz it.
Okay.
So say you wanted to
Spritz
keep it in its perfect state. Just spritz that baby. That's another way to rehydrate. Just spritz it. Piece of cake. Okay, the next one. Okay, so we have snack, we have tumble, we have marinate, we have spritz. The next one is Thrivalize. Okay? And Thrivalize is literally taking Thrive foods and incorporating into recipes you currently have by just substitution. Or Thrivalizing is taking, for instance, maybe these peaches and grinding them up and putting them in your frosting for your cookies. Now you have a peach frosting. That's another way to Thrivalize. So that's another great tip, dealing with reconstitution and how to treat and react to our foods. The last but not least is Throw and Go. And Throw and Go is easy. Throw and Go eliminates this process completely. Throw and Go is you just take a pot and say you're gonna make minestrone soup. Well, you just sweat some garlic and some butter and maybe a little bit of Thrive sausage. Okay. And then you add your liquid to deglaze. And then you add your Thrive bell peppers, your Thrive mushrooms, your Thrive peas or green beans or whatnot. And you throw it all in the pot and go. It cooks and simmers and all those delicious Thrive flavors leak out and it's brilliant. So those are some simple, easy ways to reconstitute. And we've been teaching the 6 easy ways to jam around the entire country. So I hope all of you are taking this to heart and you're thriving in your house with the 6 easy ways to jam.
So reconstitution isn't intimidating at all, actually. It should be fairly easy.
Fairly easy. You can approach it many different ways. You can just throw and go, or you can actually reconstitute, whatever you want to do. But just remember, a couple quick tips. Don't waste the liquid in the container. Always use that in your cooking because that contains nutrients. And don't over water saturate your product. It doesn't need it. It just needs enough to coat it, bring it back to its perfect state.
I love it. Thank you, Chef Todd.
You betcha.
What a great segment. Thank you, Lisa, for your question. And if you, like Lisa, would like to ask this man a question here on Thrive It Up, hit him up on Twitter, Thrive Life Chef, using the hashtag
#AskChefTodd.
And your question
will be answered.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Ask away. To show you how versatile and easy it is to Thrivalize our Thrive products, this cookie recipe using our sugar cookie formula from our bakery line, turning it into a pumpkin cookie is brilliant. It's a great way to Thrivalize this cookie dough. And so we're gonna add a few things and do a few things that'll make this a nice fluffy pumpkin cookie that's really soft like you love. So first, we're gonna take our butter and add it right into the mixer. We're going to turn the mixer on to lighten that butter a little bit so that we get a nice light fluffy butter. After the butter is whipped, it doesn't have to be really whipped or really light, but whipped enough so that it's smooth and silky, go ahead and add some pumpkin puree. If you don't have pumpkin and you really don't want to go to the store, that's the brilliance of Thrive. You could turn this into a butternut squash cookie by simply using our butternut squash, reconstituting it and making a paste like the pumpkin. All right, so now we're also going to add 1 scrambled egg. So we have butter, pumpkin, and 1 scrambled egg, and we're going to mix again until light. You're going to want to scrape the bowl a few times during this process. During the mixing, feel free to add your pumpkin spice and your cinnamon. That's what gives that great Christmas flavor. Okay? Whip it again. And at this time, we're going to add our sugar cookie mix, and this is my favorite part. Just pop the can. Oh, I love it. Instantly, you have cookie mix. You don't have to measure the flour, the baking powder, the sugar, the salt. You don't have to do any of that. We make it for you right here in the can. That's why the bakery line is so convenient. So now we add our sugar cookie mix And you can go ahead and drop in your chocolate chips as well. You're gonna wanna turn it on and mix it on slow to medium until it is well combined. After the mix is turned into a nice dough, and it's well combined, don't over mix it, but don't under mix it either. Our favorite part, scoop and bake. And you're gonna wanna bake this at 350 degrees for about 13 minutes. And I just use a scoop, go to the edge of my cookie tray, and scoop it right onto a greased cookie sheet. And I always use a pan liner. I just think it's easy clean up everything, and the cookies always come out perfect on it. It's just parchment paper. And this is a good size recipe too. That's the thing, our little can of sugar cookies, it packs a punch. It makes family size order. And in our family, these don't last long at all. Once you make your perfect round cookies, drop cookies, you just pop them in the oven for about 13 minutes, 350 degrees. Once your pumpkin cookies are cooked and they're out of the oven and the whole house smells delicious, and you're just gonna take them off, put them on a plate. Probably faster than you can put them on a plate, they'll be gone, because the whole family will be around the table and wanna eat these. These pumpkin cookies are from our sugar cookie bakery item, and I know you're gonna love it. It's a simple way to thrive-alize. What a wonderful recipe for the season, and I hope your family enjoys it as much as ours. Thank you.
Welcome to a brand new segment here on Thrive It Up called the Thrive Featured Chef, where we get to highlight you, the consultant, working hard in your kitchens, developing recipes, thrive-alizing recipes, and uploading them on our brand new Thrive Life recipe site. Now, the featured chef is actually determined by our chef, Chef Todd Leonard. And this month's featured chef is Cindy Selsley from Edmonton, Canada.
Nice job,
Congratulations,
Cindy.
Cindy. Awesome. She's actually a silver executive. Joined Thrive Life back
2011.
in June. Wow, you are like an encyclopedia, man.
Betcha, I looked it up.
That's awesome, man. So, we've got a winner here.
Yes.
What did you choose, Chef?
So Cindy made, of course, comfort food. She made cheeseburger mac. And so it's all Thrive. That's what I really love about these recipes. You guys are amazing. I mean, you're thriving. You're putting all Thrive in your recipes, and you're just thrive-alizing everything. So it's really, really cool. So all I do is just eat it, really.
Who doesn't love mac and cheese with a little bit of meat in
I
it?
put a little bit of Thrive spice on there.
This is go-to.
A little garnish
recipe.
action, and this thing's a gourmet meal now. It's a gourmet mac and cheese just like that. Cindy, nice work. I mean,
yeah, money in the bank, right?
Money in the bank.
So if you want to be like Cindy and be selected as the featured chef, go ahead and thrive-alize any recipe, submit those to the brand new Thrive Life recipe site, and you could be chosen for the featured chef.
And I'll try. Keep them coming.
That's part of his job.
Feed this man. I love it.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks. This next recipe is gonna knock your socks off. We're taking the Thrive Classic Cookie Mix and making pecan bars. Now look, when it comes to pies, I am a sucker for pecan pie. Vanilla ice cream on top, are you kidding me? We're gonna thrive-alize our classic cookie mix by turning it into the crust of our delicious pecan bars. So what we're gonna do is take a half a cup of butter to make the crust. We're going to add a little bit of salt. We're going to add a cup of flour. We're going to add our Thrive Classic Cookie Dough Mix. Right in there like that. And we're going to hit that with a little bit of water. And we're going to paddle this just until it's combined. Ready to go. Okay, once that has formed a dough, you're ready to go. All right, take a 9x9 pan. spray it down. And then really simply take the dough. And you're literally just going to press the dough into the pan. Just press the dough right into the pan. And that's going to form our crust. Okay, now that goes in the oven and par bakes for about 10 to 13 minutes until it's just lightly golden brown and mostly set. Then the topping goes on the top, so it goes in the oven. Now for the filling of the pecan bars, this is simple as well. So the crust is easy. Woo, push it down, spray the pan, par bake it. Now the filling, even easier. Watch this. Take pecans. Now you can chop them up a little smaller, pieces, whatever, but in the grocery store, it's actually cheaper to buy the pieces because those are obviously just the pieces from the batch, and it's a little less expensive. So always just buy pieces if you need smaller chunks, anyways. So that's pecans. We're going to take our Thrive scrambled egg mix, sprinkle that over. We're going to take our Thrive honey crystals, sprinkle that over. We're going to take some granulated cane sugar, sprinkle that over. Of course, got to have some vanilla powder. Sprinkle that over. Then we're going to take corn syrup, get that in there, and also some melted butter, 1 tablespoon, and water. Now you're going to want to mix this up thoroughly until everything comes together. Now we're going to whisk it, make sure it's all incorporated. Ready to go. Once the crust comes out of the oven, we pour the topping on, we put it back in the oven for another 15 or so minutes until that filling sets. Pull it out, let it cool. You got yourself the best Thrive treat ever. Okay, so it's out of the oven, the crust has been par baked. Now just take this delectable filling, pour it right over that hot crust. It'll kind of just go where it wants, so don't fret about that. And then take your little spatula, make sure those nuts are kind of even. I am just absolutely nuts about this pie. Okay, here we go. Back into the oven, about 15, 20 minutes until you see it set. Our delicious pecan bars are out of the oven. I've allowed them to cool, cut them, and they're perfect little squares for an easy snack. Or you can do a little bigger square for a nice dessert after a delectable Thrive dinner. This is Chef Todd signing out.